As things are beginning to open back up, many people are eager to go mountain biking again. For many, it's been several months since the last trail visit, and it's easy to assume that everything will be as it was once you return to the trails. I hate to break it to you, but that is completely false. You will be out of practice, and maybe even out of shape, but that's okay, because everyone else is too. In this video, I'll be explaining some of the things you can expect as you start to get back into mountain biking and what you can do to make the return as fluid and immediate as possible. There are several things that I recommend doing before you leave for the trails in order to make your return as graceful and easy as possible, many of which have to do with your bike. If you haven't touched your bike since the last time you went to the trails, there are a few things you should do. Make sure that your tires are at sufficient pressure. Giving them a squeeze is not good enough. Get on your bike and make sure they aren't compressing too much. If they are, just add some more air pressure. If you have air suspension, make sure that you have enough pressure by putting a zip tie on your stanchions and riding off a curb. If the fork compresses more than halfway, consider adding some air. This applies to the rear shock too, but I don't have one of those, so I really don't know what to tell you. When in doubt, add more air pressure, because you can always let some out. The final thing you should check is the functionality of your brakes. It's okay if they don't work perfectly, but testing them beforehand is crucial so that you know what to expect when you pull the levers. Remember that the things listed here are merely the essentials when it comes to checking over your bike. If you have the time, I would do a complete inspection and bolt check to make sure there are no surprises on the trails at all.
Did you just snap your chain in half?
Yep.
Holy crap.
In addition to your bike, there are a few things you should do for yourself before you hit the trails again. The most important one is to make sure that you are hydrated. Something that I've learned to do is to start drinking water the night before your planned ride. Starting at 5 o'clock p.m., I'll drink a pint of water. Then I set a timer on my phone for an hour. When it's up, I drink another pint of water. Repeat until I go to sleep. Right before getting ready for bed, I drink another pint of water and then fill the glass up again so I can drink another pint as soon as I wake up. Speaking of sleep, make sure to get some. Usually, humans need 8 hours of sleep to function well the next day. If you need to go to bed earlier to accommodate this, try adjusting your schedule gradually, provided that you have sufficient notice. Start by going to bed half an hour earlier than usual and continue each day to go to bed an additional half hour early until you reach the desired time. In addition to drinking water when you wake up, it is important to eat breakfast. The amount of calories you eat should depend on how much time you have to digest before your ride. Choose a food that is high in carbohydrates because those are what give you energy, which is what you will need to climb mountains for a few hours. I know it sounds pretty dumb, but when you leave, make sure you don't forget anything. If necessary, make a list of all the stuff you think you'll need. Helmet, gloves, bike, hydration pack, spare inner tube, etc. Nothing is worse than arriving at the trailhead just to realize that you forgot an important piece of equipment and cannot ride. Additionally, make sure to bring plenty of water with you, especially if it's hot where you live. The higher the temperature, the more water you'll need to drink. When you finally arrive at the trails, the most important thing for you to do is to set your expectations low. You will not be the same rider you were back in February. You will have to rebuild your skills, and that takes time. With the way things are looking, I understand that it's tempting to rush into it and try to do everything you could do way back when. But trust me, it's not worth the risk. By setting your expectations low, you're avoiding becoming upset, which could lead to clouded judgment and then to damage. In time, you will earn renewal of your skills, but it's your first day back, so don't try to break any records just yet.
Okay, that was close.